At the beginning of the movie, we see a boarding house called Mrs. Astri's boarding house. A boy named Min knocks on a door, and when no one answers, he finds it unlocked and enters. Inside, he sees his friend Bob sitting there, terrified. Bob asks Min to sleep in his room that night. Bob says the place feels different, like someone is watching them. Later that night, Min is sleeping in Bob's room. Suddenly, Bob wakes up after hearing a knock on the door. He sits up and tries to wake Min, but Min is in deep sleep. Bob then hears a strange noise outside, and when he looks out the window, he hears a sound like someone digging the ground. A moment later, Min also wakes up and notices Bob is no longer on his bed. He too hears noises from outside, and when he checks through the window, he sees Bob digging the ground. Min rushes to him and finds Bob desperately digging. Min asks what he's doing, and Bob tells him to help. As they keep digging, they uncover a dead body, and when Bob lifts the cloth from its face, he realizes it's his own corpse. Just then, Bob jolts awake, screaming, realizing it was a dream. Min asks what's wrong. Bob says he had a strange dream and that something is wrong with this place. He adds, "I'm going to die," and the scene abruptly cuts.
Comment. Subscribe to Recapss Horror.
We are then introduced to a girl named Lena, who is traveling to the city for higher studies. At the bus terminal, she meets her brother Ben, and it is revealed that Ben's relationship with their parents and with Lena is not very good. Ben takes Lena to Astri's boarding house. He also lives there. Lena meets the hosts of the boarding house, Rego and Astri. They are warm, friendly, and caring. Astri takes Lena inside to show her room. She tells her that there are 10 residents in total, students and workers, and that everyone here is like family. She then introduces her son Rian to Lena. Astri says that if Lena needs anything, she can ask her, Ryan or Rego. She mentions that they live in the house behind the boarding house. Before leaving, Astri says she has to go feed her cat, Slamet. Lena enters her room, happily sits on the bed when a girl named Rena walks in and introduces herself. She also lives in the boarding house. Rena takes Lena around to introduce her to everyone and is very warm and friendly with her. Lena tells her that the place feels very homey, especially for such a low price. Rena says the host parents genuinely want to help their residents. She then goes to call a few more people, and at that moment, Lena overhears Bob and Min talking about Bob's nightmare from the previous night. Bob insists he wants to leave the place. Rena returns and tells Lena about Bob and Min, but the two boys walk away without saying anything. Rena then introduces Lena to Haney and Eka. Ike flirts with her and tells her they'll see each other at dinner. Haney adds that once a week, they all have dinner together with Mrs. Astri's family. The scene then cuts to everyone heading to Astri's house for dinner. Bob again tries to convince Min that they should leave, but Min doesn't listen. At the dinner table, Lena notices Astri's family not eating the meat. Rena explains that they are all vegetarians. Astri then welcomes Lena, Bob, and Min, then asks everyone to pray in their own way. Everyone begins praying. Astri says, "Remain 10. May good health be upon all," and repeats it. Lena finds Astri's prayer strange. Rena explains that she prays for everyone's happiness and health. As everyone starts eating, Bob suddenly feels nauseous and throws up. Embarrassed and panicked, he runs out. Min explains that Bob hadn't eaten anything since morning, so maybe that's why he vomited, and he leaves to check on him. After dinner, Lena offers to help Astri, but Astri politely refuses. Rena tells her that Astri prefers to do everything herself. As Lena and Rena are leaving, Lena remembers she left her phone inside. She goes back to get it, and suddenly hears a noise. She sees Astri carrying all the dirty dishes toward the back of the house. When Lena looks through the kitchen window, she notices Astri taking the dishes into a small room behind the house. Just then, Rena calls out to her, and Lena walks away. The scene switches to Min discovering that Bob has a high fever. Meanwhile, Lena texts her brother Ben saying she can't sleep when she hears footsteps outside. She looks out and sees Min heading toward his room. We then see Min is placing a cold cloth on Bob's forehead to bring the fever down. Lena enters and tells him not to use cold water. but warm water instead. Suddenly, Bob says, "Don't go out. We're being watched. They're looking for us. Don't let them find you." He sits up in fear and asks if someone is knocking on the window. Min tells him he's just dreaming, but Bob insists there are so many of them. In the banana plantation, there are many hanging ghosts. Their feet aren't touching the ground. He begs Min to trust him and says they are all going to die. We then see Bob leaving the boarding house. He insists that Min leave with him, but Min says they shouldn't go since they have already paid in advance. Just then, Astri and Wario arrive and ask Bob where he is going. Bob tells them he's going back home. Wario suggests that if he has any problems, he can talk to them. Bob replies that the place is haunted. Astri tells him that if he wants to leave, he can do so in the morning or wait until someone else takes his room. However, Bob ignores everyone and leaves. Just as he leaves, the lights flicker and then go out. After a short while, the lights come back on. Immediately, Astri and Wario rush to check on Ryan. When they reach his room, Ryan collapses. His hands start showing signs of infection. Foam begins coming from his mouth, and his body starts shaking. The next morning, Lena wakes up with stomach pain. She goes to Rena's room and asks if she is sick too. Rena says she has a fever, which is unusual for her. Lena asks if Rena has any menstrual pills and also requests some for a headache. Rena mentions that the pills are in the living room drawer. When Lena goes to get the pills, she notices that Ben seems to have a toothache. Min tells her that all the medicine is finished as the others have already taken it. He adds that everyone woke up feeling unwell that morning and suggests asking Mrs. Astri for more medicine. Lena goes to Astri's house and hears Astri praying, "Remain 10. May good health be upon all." Lena peeks into a room and sees Rianne very sick. At that moment, Wairo notices Lena. He comes out and asks what she is doing there. Lena asks him for headache medicine and inquires about Ryan. Wario says Ryan is fine and warns her not to sneak in again while giving her the medicines. Lena apologizes and leaves. Next, we see Lena knocking on Ben's room to give him food. He takes the food from her and closes the door. Suddenly, Lena hears a cat's meow. Following the sound, she reaches the banana tree plantation, thinking it's Astri's cat Slamet. While looking for the cat, she hears a noise behind her. She turns and sees a ghost with a noose around its neck. As she watches, she notices the rope swinging in the air. The ghost starts haunting her and flies toward her. Lena screams, and upon hearing her cry, Ben, Min, and Rena rush outside. They find Lena visibly terrified. When Ben asks what happened, Lena insists that she saw a ghost hanging from a rope. Later, Ben tries to reassure her, saying it must have been a hallucination, but Lena insists she really saw it. Min adds that Bob also saw something strange, but Ben dismisses it, saying he has lived there for 6 years and never experienced anything like this. That night, Lena is in her room with Rena, keeping her company. Rena goes to the bathroom and closes the shower curtain to clean her feet. Suddenly, the curtain opens by itself. She closes it, but it opens again. Then the lights go out, and a ghost appears beside her. Terrified, she notices it moving toward her. Rena immediately closes the curtain, but the ghost haunts her from outside it. She screams, and Lena rushes to her. Rena, frightened, tells Lena that she also saw a ghost. The next day, we see them at college. Ben makes fun of Rena for believing in the supernatural. Rena insists that 2 of them have seen it and urges him to at least believe his sister. Later, Lena is on a call with her father, telling him she wants to change the boarding house. Her father scolds her, saying he doesn't have that much money. He then speaks to Ben, giving him a reprimand as well. Ben then scolds Lena, asking why she wants to change the boarding house. Lena replies that she's scared. Ben tells her it's all in her head and adds that since childhood, their parents have been scolding him because of Lena. With that, he leaves. Just then, Rena and Min join Lena, suggesting that they should talk to Astri and Wario, as maybe they know something. Min adds that perhaps they can also ask someone he knows for help. The scene cuts to everyone having dinner at Astri's house. Ika asks Wario about Ryan's absence, and he explains that Ryan is unwell. Ben asks Astri if she is doing okay. Astri asks for their help so she can have 10 residents again in the house. Later, Rena asks Astri if they can call an ustad, a religious expert, to the house, but Astri denies it, insisting there are no ghosts. Wario tells everyone not to believe in superstition, and Astri asks them to return to their rooms. Lena offers to help wash the dishes, but Astri refuses, saying she doesn't like anyone touching her plates, and leaves. Rena finds Astri's behavior a little strange. Lena asks Rena if Astri always washes the dishes at the back of the house. Rena asks what she means, and at that moment, they see Astri going to the back of the house with the dishes. They secretly follow her and see that she unlocks a room and enters with the dirty dishes. Lena asks if there's another sink where she washes the dishes. Rena replies that, as far as she knows, the room is just a storage area for unused items and is usually locked. Just then, Astri comes out, locks the room, and leaves. Rena and Lena rush to check the room and try to open it, but suddenly, strange, frightening sounds come from inside, and they both run away in fear. Later, they discuss the haunting voices. Rena suggests checking the room again, but Lena stops her, saying they will ask Astri tomorrow and requests Rena to sleep with her that night. At night, Lena falls asleep, but Rena can't. Curious, she grabs some tools and goes to unlock the storeroom. She manages to open it, enters, and closes the door behind her. As she begins to look around, a curtain suddenly moves and then moves again, startling her. Nervously, she pushes the curtain aside and uses her phone flashlight to see rats scurrying around. Suddenly, she hears a noise behind her. She investigates and finds a body kneeling with its back to her, covered in a white cloth. Suddenly, it moves and uses an unnaturally long tongue to eat from a plate. Then, the body starts standing, bones crackling. It turns to face Rena, who falls in shock. The body rises into the air, flies toward her, and while haunting her, thrusts its tongue into Rena's mouth, and the scene cuts. The next morning, Lena knocks on Rena's door. When there's no response, she peeks through the window and is shocked to find Rena dead inside. She calls everyone, and they find Rena's body stiff and lifeless. The doctors confirm the cause of death as a heart attack. Everyone is devastated with the incident. Next, we see Lena and Min talking with Astri and Wario. Lena tells them that she and Rena once heard a strange sound coming from the back storage. Astri dismisses it, saying it must have been a mouse. Lena insists it wasn't a mouse and demands to know what's in there, and why Astri always brings her cutlery there. Lena says she has been thinking about Rena and fears that Rena went there alone, that maybe she saw something, got shocked, and that caused the heart attack. Astri responds that it's just an ordinary storage room where she keeps the utensils she washes the next day. Just then, they hear a noise coming from Ryan's room, and Astri and Wario leave to check. Lena and Min sneak over to Ryan's room and listen in on Astri and Wario's conversation. Wario tells Astri, who would want to stay in a room where someone died. Astri says, then make a new room. Wario replies, that's enough. This has to stop. Astri says she can't. Right then, Wario suddenly looks back, sensing a presence, but finds no one when he checks. Outside, Min asks Lena what's wrong with Ryan and why they aren't taking him to the hospital. Lena says she doesn't know and walks away. Later, Min is seen emailing Bob, telling him his phone is broken and urging him to reply. He writes that things are getting out of control. Ryan's illness is strange, and his parents are acting weird. That night, Lena notices Wario arriving from outside in his car. She sees him get out, holding a bottle. Curious, Lena follows him, but then she hears noises from Astri's house. When she peeks through the window, she is shocked to see Astri chopping a rat. Lena instantly realizes that Astri has been feeding them rat meat. Terrified, she rushes to Ben's room and tells him what she saw, but Ben dismisses it. She asks him to come with her, but he refuses. When she asks why he doesn't trust her, Ben says it's because he likes it here. Mrs. Astri and Mr. Wario care about me more than Dad ever did, he says. Dad just wants me to graduate quickly so I can get a job and earn money to pay for your college fee. Instead of carrying a burden that isn't mine, I'd rather stay here and never graduate. He tells her she is disturbing his peace now. Lena apologizes. She says things were confusing at home too. Mom and Dad argue often about finances. She then reveals that their mom has cancer, and it's been 3 months. She didn't want Ben to know because she feared he would overthink it. Lena says, "I don't want to add to your burden, but I need someone to lean on. You're all I have." She asks him to trust her. The scene cuts to Wario on a call with an ustad, telling him that he will sprinkle the prayer water tonight. He then unlocks the storeroom, enters, and switches on the light. But the bulb instantly explodes and the door slams shut on its own. Wario declares, "I won't let you take the lives of the people here." He moves deeper inside, opens the bottle, and challenges the entity to show itself. Suddenly, he hears a noise behind him and sees an object move. In an instant, the ghost appears, haunting him and violently pushing him with its power. The ghost moves in close, extends its long tongue, and forces it into Wario's mouth, killing him instantly. The next morning, as Lena steps out of her room, she hears a cat meowing and tells Ben it sounds like Slomit. Ben goes to check, and while searching for the cat, he is horrified to find Wario hanging. He screams, and everyone rushes outside after hearing him. They are all shocked to see Wario dead. Astri also arrives, screaming and crying as she hugs his body. We then see Wario's burial ceremony. Lena notices Astri standing far away from the rest of the group. Later, everyone at the boarding house wonders why Astri didn't participate in the funeral prayers and recall that they have never seen Astri or Wario pray, not even during Ramadan. Lena says, strange things have been happening here and that she hasn't told them everything yet. But before she can continue, the lights go out. Haney tells everyone to come to her room since she has an emergency light. Meanwhile, Astri asks the boys to check the MCB. Ben switches it on, and the lights return, only to go out again moments later. Ben flips the MCB once more, and the lights begin to flicker. Suddenly, they spot the ghost. It haunts Astri, and the door slams shut on its own. Terrified, the boys try to open it, when the ghost extends its unnaturally long tongue, which morphs into a demonic face, horrifying them. Eventually, the boys manage to break the door open and immediately shut it again. The scene cuts to the girls, who are worried about why the lights haven't come back on. Haney decides to step out to check, and one of the girls accompanies her. As they step out, they hear strange noises behind them, but find no one there. They notice mud and insects scattered on the stairs, and moments later, they spot the ghost, which immediately begins haunting them. Terrified, they rush back to the room as the ghost growls and pounds on the door. Haney begs them not to open it, but one girl does, only to see the ghost standing there. She immediately slams the door shut. They all decide to escape through the window and run to the boys' side. Leanna tells them that they saw the ghost inside. The next day, we see everyone leaving the boarding house except Lena, Ben, and Min. The others insist that they leave with them, but Lena says their parents aren't agreeing. Eventually, everyone leaves, leaving the three behind. Later, we see a text from Lena's father, strictly telling her she can't move because he doesn't have the money. Ben also sees it. Meanwhile, Min is on a call with his mother, who tells him it's his last semester and he cannot come back home, then abruptly ends the call. Min tells Ben that even if they try to leave, where would they go? They have no money. Just then, Lena receives a message from Haney saying there's a vacancy at her new boarding house, and Ario can help cover their rent for now. They decide to leave, but Astri suddenly appears. Ben asks her what is happening here, and she replies that she doesn't know either. She pleads with them not to leave, saying she is alone. Lena says they can't let things go on like this. They should get help from someone who understands what's happening, find out what it is, and get rid of it. Min adds that he knows an ustad, but Astri says she knows someone too and will bring him here. They watch as Astri leaves the boarding house to get the ustad.
You're still watching? Good. Like, comment, and subscribe to Recapss Horror.
Later, Ben receives a call from an unknown number. When he answers, it's Bob. He tells Ben that he got his number from a college friend and has been unable to reach Min. Min asks if he read his emails. Bob says he did, and urges them to leave the boarding house immediately, revealing that someone there is practicing black magic. He explains that after returning to his village, he underwent a ritual cleansing, and the healer told him that someone at the boarding house is using dark magic. Lena says that Astri is bringing an ustad, but Bob insists they must leave now. He says he is on his way to get them, and will be there soon. We then see them packing their bags. Suddenly, someone walks behind Min, but when he turns around, no one is there. In the next moment, someone knocks him unconscious. Ben comes out of his room and finds Min lying on the floor. As he moves closer, someone attacks him from behind. It is none other than Astri. Astri then goes to Lena's room and asks where she is going. Lena apologizes, saying they can't stay there anymore, but Astri suddenly attacks her, knocking her unconscious. Lena regains consciousness and finds her hands and feet tied. Ben and Min also wake up. Astri enters the room with food for them and forcefully tries to feed Lena, but Lena throws it away. Lena accuses her, saying, "You're the one practicing black magic." Astri replies, "I'm just following my beliefs, just like all of you follow your religion." She laughs and takes the plate to Ben, saying it's a dish she always cooks on Saturday nights, revealing that she makes it with rat meat, mixed with special herbs and spices. She explains that when their spoons touch the plate or bowl as they eat, the devil feasts on their souls. She then reveals that she once believed in God too, but not anymore, because her village was destroyed and her family was robbed. She says, "Everyone says he is a protector." Nonsense. She explains that 22 years ago, God took everything from her, but the devil gave her a new life and a new family. She found a tribe of people who worshipped the dead, and they welcomed her. She and Wario joined the tribe and began worshipping the devil. She says the devil is so kind that he gave them Ryan as a sign of love. Meanwhile, in the room next door, Ryan is listening to everything Astri is saying. Astri continues, saying they just have to make sure they have enough souls. 10 souls, forever. Anything fewer makes Ryan sick. Since the boarding house was built, they have never had fewer than 10. If they fall short of 10 residents, she has to find 4 souls to offer to the devil. But since Bob left, Rena became the victim, and others followed. Astri tells Lena that all of this is her fault. She interfered in things that were none of her business. Everyone got sick because your energy was absorbed by the devil. And now the devil is angry with you. Bob is ready to be sacrificed. She reveals that she has already killed Bob when he arrived to pick them up. She stabbed him. Astri then knocks Min unconscious, drags him out of the room, and locks the door. Just as Astri leaves, Ben apologizes to Lena for not believing her and tells her that he will always care for her, and that once they get out of here, he will meet their parents with her. At that moment, Rian, from the neighboring room, calls out to Ben and tells him that there are scissors in the dressing table drawer. Ben manages to grab the scissors and frees himself and Lena. Ryan then tells them where the room key is hidden. Ben and Lena come out of the room and enter Ryan's room, asking him where Astri took Min. Ryan says she probably took him to the storage room. They rush to the storage area and, before entering, Ben grabs a sickle from nearby. They go inside and begin looking around. Ben soon finds a trapdoor on the floor leading to the basement. They enter the basement, and as they move forward, they hear Astri praying to the devil. Eventually, they spot her offering Min to the demon. They quietly sneak in. Ben covers Astri's face with a cloth, trying to knock her unconscious. While Lena works on waking Min, Astri finally collapses. As Lena, Min, and Ben try to escape, multiple ghosts appear and haunt them, but they manage to flee. They exit the basement through another passage that leads to the banana plantation. Before they can decide what to do next, Astri suddenly attacks Ben from behind. The three run and end up at Astri's ritual site. Lena sits Ben down, trying to help him, and they spot Bob's dead body laid out there. Min rushes to Bob, crying and apologizing for not believing him. Astri arrives again and tries to attack Min, eventually striking him, causing him to collapse. Astri tells Lena that she will offer all their corpses to the devil. Lena says her beliefs are misguided and calls her evil. Ben falls unconscious again, and Lena realizes Astri has disappeared. Suddenly, Astri reappears and attacks her. Lena fights back, but Astri eventually knocks her out. She drags Lena away and wraps her in a white cloth. Astri kneels before the devil and chants, "Jinn, demon Banaspati, come forth." This is for you, the essence of a human soul. The ghost that had been haunting everyone growls and reveals its true, horrifying demonic form, terrifying even Astri. As it roars, Lena regains consciousness and also sees the monstrous demon. Astri proudly announces that the offering is ready. The demon moves toward Bob's corpse and starts eating his flesh, horrifically shocking Lena. Hearing her voice, the demon turns toward Lena and begins approaching her. Just as the demon is about to devour Lena, Ryan arrives and grabs a sickle, and the demon steps back. He begs his mother to stop all of this. He says he doesn't want anyone to die because of him. Astri insists she's doing everything for him. Ryan replies that he doesn't want this, and when Astri refuses to stop, he quietly tells her, "Thank you. It's over now," and slits his own throat, killing himself. Instantly, flames engulf the demon's body, and it dies along with Ryan. Astri cries over Ryan's body. Ben regains consciousness and frees Lena. Astri, grieving, tells Ryan that a mother will do anything for her child because her child is her world, and now her world is gone. She picks up the sickle and kills herself. Min regains consciousness, and Ben hugs Lena tightly. The scene cuts to Min in the hospital, where his mother apologizes for not believing him. Then we see Ben in another bed, and his parents arrive. Ben apologizes, but his father says he should be the one apologizing. Their family finally reconciles. Lastly, we see Astri's boarding school, and the hanging ghost still lingers there. With that, the movie ends. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the chills, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a scare. Until next time, stay spooky.